to Disagree, the flagship, only on A2D Radio. Uncle Sweeps, Nick DelGozzo, the legendary Brian Wilson, and the fucking man himself, Tom Arnone. These three guys from Jersey bringing you real talk with no agenda. You don't like them? Tough shit. It's their show, and they're going to say whatever the hell they goddamn want.
Little Sunday night shimmy here at A2D Radio. Welcome in, family. Agree to disagree. I'm on A2D Radio. We're coming to you live, still from our own Real Talk studios. But listen, sports are back. We got a lot to talk about tonight. Tom Arnone, Greg Milakovic, Brian Wilson, Nick DelGozzo, the family out there joining us. Let's talk about it. Every Sunday, you know, we're brought to you by our doc, Make Them Yours. Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill, Princeton locations. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. On the docket tonight, Crumb of the Week, like we always do. We'll bury some people. There's people to be buried. People might even be buried before that. I mean, there could be a burial tonight when we're talking on our main topic. Phillies, which isn't our main topic, and MLB updates we'll get into our third part of the show. Flyers win versus the Boston Bruins here in the round robin. So a great start, a team you weren't sure. You know, a team that went into this whole thing hot, scorching hot. And you were worried what the time off would do to them. And it looks like a really good start out of them. I'm excited. We're all excited to see it. We'll get into the Flyers in a little bit. But our main topic are the Sixers' sloppy return. And sloppy defensively, but it ties into our poll question. Brought to you by Ambuck Services, AMBUCK Services.com. 20% off. Telling the boys from HD Radio sent you. Gutter guards, gutter restoration, deck installation, everything. Gutter installation. I mean, I don't know what they don't do. So they do everything. 20% off. Telling the boys from HD Radio sent you. Our poll, your excitement for the Sixers' return has changed after last night's game. Agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. That's where we're live. And everywhere you get your podcast, you can find us there as well. And Pelotero, I'm going to get right up into you in a minute. All right, because I'm just going to, get this party started. And, as to the poll, I'll get to it in 1 second. But, Brett Brown, Pelotero, there's no more excuses. The excuses are done. All right, and we'll get into it a little bit deeper here throughout the show. But the excuses got to be done to a point. But our poll, your excitement for the Sixers return has changed after last night's game. I'll say disagree because it's one game, right? And I didn't want to overreact either way to it. You know what I mean? But it's one game. I'm not happy with a lot of stuff. TJ Warren shouldn't be going off for 50 against anybody in this league, better yet us. So not happy about that. Not happy about lack of adjustments. Not happy about any of that. But like we talked about before we came on, when those three guys put up 90 combined, right, and then Sweeps at 27 off the bench, right, you got to win a game like that. When you turn the basketball over that much, you don't make adjustments defensively, and you lose a game like that, you shouldn't lose. But my excitement is still here. I'm not going to give up after one. Now, has all this been a trend? Fourth quarter blown leads, etc.? Absolutely has been a trend. But at the end of the day, I still want to hold out some hope that this team can still make a run. But, time's going to tell on that. Their next time out's going to be a big game, obviously. All right? But, again, it's a trend. When you talk about trends in sports, I tend to lean towards the trend. And the trend is the same old story. Blown fourth quarter leads. Lack of adjustments from your coach. All right? And certain guys is not showing up. Like, first of all, people out there crowning Shake Milton at point guard. I'm not going to crush them after one game. But you can't put up a goose egg. You're going to run the point. You're going to put up a goose egg.
Yeah. I mean, he only shot once, but still.
Still some aggressiveness.
Yeah, exactly.
Point guards in this score. So you can't have a goose or period.
Especially because he just was turning the ball over in the first half.
Yeah, and Josh Richardson's another one. 4 points. Grow up. All right? We love you defensively, but if you're not palmy, get out of here. Because the most palmy team is going to end up with this trophy when it's all said and done. Whoever wants to play some damn D in the bubble, they're going to be hoisting the trophy when we're all finished.
Because right now, no one's playing any D, so you're right.
Nobody
D is going to be in there.
Whether it's the lack of fans or whatever it is, but nobody. It's around the leg. I mean,
a lot of overs hitting, a lot of overs.
Yeah, you score 121, you got to win that. You know what I mean? So, obviously, you want your backcourt to be a little more aggressive than 2 for 5. I get it. You know what I mean? But the two big boys. If you're not even counting Ben, he had 19, but the two of the Toby and JoJo 52 attempts. You know what I mean? So. And they both played well. I'm not killing them. I'm just saying there's 52 shots right there. So I mean, I don't know how much more pigs, how much more round balls, is to go around. We'll have to, you have to see. You got to take care of the ball. Get out in transition, get some stops, and then maybe those other guys, can give you something right there. So.
I know they didn't shoot. And I know, we put up, what did we end up put up? 117 or 121. So I mean, we're putting up we're putting up 121. You think that's a, that's a game you got to win. You know what I mean? You got to win a game when you put up 121 in this league. And the fact that you didn't is it's a slight on your backcourt because obviously they weren't getting any stops. Period. It's a slight on your coaching staff. All right, it's a slight on some heart defensively, big time heart defensively. And where does that come from? At the end of the day, I still think, your coach has to get you ready to play, even though I think Stars win in this league. But especially for a younger team, your coach has to get you ready to go. He has to put you in the best spots for you to succeed when you're younger players like these guys are. So a lot goes on the coach at this level, right? At this level, when they become big-time vets in this league and they're stars, then they carry. But right now, you know what I mean? A lot comes on him. And I'm tired of running from it, guys. I really am. I'm not saying that, Shake Milton's got to go off for 20, but just I need some aggressiveness, but more from Josh Richardson, really, because 4 points and obviously not getting stops offensively, that's an issue.
Yeah, that's the indictment right there. Like I said, 121 is enough. I mean, the big three scored 90, all right, and you get 27 off the bench. So I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? It looks glaring because at first if you're like, oh, goose egg, that sucks. You know what I mean? If he was 0 for 10 and just firing threes and having bad possessions, coming down one and gun, you know what I mean, and nobody else is getting a touch, and then you're like, all right, man, what's this guy doing? You know what I mean? But the fact that there really just wasn't enough to go around. You know what I mean? We the other guys put it in the hole. You know what I mean? To the tune of 121. So. You know what I mean? We just didn't, like I said, there's too sloppy, 21 turnovers, which you addressed, 30 fouls. It was just one of those sloppy games, you know what I mean? And no answer for TJ Warren, no adjustments. Like Big Will said, pre-show, you know what I mean? At 29 at half, maybe that's the time where we go Ben in the second half, or at least, you give, run some different looks at him. You know what I mean? It felt like we were running box and zero. I mean, that's how nobody was. You know what I mean? I said that last night jokingly, but that's what it felt like. It was like, there's no adjustments. You know what I mean?
He had a lot of open looks.
Yeah, he had a lot of open looks. I mean, he's 9 for 12 from 3. It's just, like I said, both teams in the city, continued to write the chapter that they started. You know what I mean? And we'll cover the other one in a little later. But, you know what I mean? The Sixers left off right where they were. You know what I mean? The 130 days, they just kept writing that chapter. You know what I mean? Fourth quarter blown leads, turnovers. Like I said, sloppy. You said it at nauseum, And then you got the Fly Guys, right? The hottest team in the NHL. Fourth line scored twice today. 34 saves out of your young buck. They continue to, write the book that they're writing. So. Yep. And we'll see, like I said, we'll see if the Sixers can get it right. And, so I don't really know how to answer the poll because I'm always excited for Sixers basketball as a fan. You know what I mean? So I don't know what they can do. We'll see when, after these next 7 games and it's playoff time, we'll see if we can get out of the first round. I don't know, but I'll be excited. Of course, I'm always excited. You know what I mean? But I don't, they surely, they surely didn't show me anything last night, anything different. It was the same old Sixers for me anyway.
Yeah, I think it was for all of us. As I keep harping on the trend of the same old story, same blown fourth quarter leads, turnovers, etc. And when your star plays like that and drops 40, you got to win that game. Period. When your stars are dropping 40 in this league, I need you to win them games, especially from a team that I expect to play better defense than what they've shown. I mean,
they're missing their two best players. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, T.J. Warren looked like Jordan last night, but I mean, they're missing their all-star Sabonis and Malcolm Brogdon. You know what I mean? Come on, and we know, how they played with Oladipo prior to the shutdown. They were finding their way with him. You know what I mean? So, you add that to the mix, and it was just like,
what up, Bryce?
It's a bad loss. It's a bad loss.
Well, I'll say this one time about Indiana. Real quick, Greg, and then go ahead to the poll. I'll say this real fast about Indiana. Like they could get 5 guys off to your local gym, out of your local gym, or from the park down the street, and then get 5 guys and they'll out coach you. And they'll out hustle you and beat you when it comes to the Sixers. Like that's what it's always been. I feel like with Indiana, you know what I mean? Like any 5 guys they run out there are gonna have career nights now. You know what I mean? Whoever them 5 guys are gonna look great. I feel like Indiana's one of them teams that just they have our number, and that's not an excuse. I'm just like saying it's funny. Like it's just unbelievable. No matter who they run out there, 2 best players out doesn't matter. We'll drop 127 on your ass. TJ will go off for 50. That's all. Who? Like some people I said, TJ Warren went off for 50. They said who? And I said, yeah, exactly, exactly. One person.
They're not good fans then.
No, one person
Warren gets buckets.
One person said I thought he was out of the league, and I said no. He's still in the league. Just dropped it. He's here.
Pretty sure he averaged 20 a game this year, so he's definitely in the league.
No, I have no problem with TJ, but he can't be.
He gets buckets. He doesn't really play any defense, like Tara Wolf in 9th grade. Don't play no defense, but gets buckets. Sorry, Tara.
No.
Boom.
What do you guys think about this, real quick? Love my brother Joel, and the criticism is only critical, but having the altercation with Shake was a lack of leadership.
I don't know that it was.
I think we might have Shake, what's wrong with you? You fucking stink right now.
If Joel is your leader defensively, especially in a pick and roll, because that's where that came off of, and Shake's not listening. Remember, Shake's still a rookie essentially, right? You know what I mean? Like he's thrust into this role, and hey, if you're gonna be thrust into this role, you're gonna have to be able to take some criticism from the guy who's not going anywhere. You know what I mean? And I have I'm sure they have a good relationship. I'm sure after the game, once they, died off that they actually lost that game, I'm sure they were fine. But I actually think it showed more leadership saying, hey, you got to step up because you're in this role now. Whether he should be in the role or not, that's on Brett. But I think it's fair game for him to get criticism for not being where he needs to be in the pick and roll defense or just in general on the floor.
Yeah, Mike Royal agrees with you. I like JoJo calling out dudes.
Absolutely. Like you said,
we still don't even know what he said, so we're just kind of guessing. But
and listen, everybody leads different. You know what I mean? So I don't know what kind of leader he is. I mean, we need him to be. You know what I mean? He's obviously talented enough. So I don't know. Maturity wise, he's still got a lot of maturity to do. So I don't know what kind of leader he is. But everybody does things different. You know what I'm saying, Lord? I mean, if you were. I don't know how old you are, but if you ever watch Michael Jordan, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm not comparing the two. I'm just saying, look, that guy will look how he embarrassed you. He'll yell at you. He'll get in your shorts. You know what I mean? Where other guys might have to grab you. Some other guys might have to be coddled because they're either divas or they just don't like that. They don't respond to that. So as a coach, you need to, you need to know that stuff too. And then as your leader, you might have to do with that too. So he might have to learn that. Shake's supposed to shut his mouth. It's not like he can't have a response and say, hey, listen, this is what I was thinking right there. But he surely can't go back at him if Joe's just if it's a teachable moment. You know what I mean? If Joe's telling him, what the fuck you doing or whatever like that. I don't know. He's like Willie said, I don't know. Nobody knows what was said, but if it had something to do with basketball,
we can assume because Shake was playing like shit, so we can kind of assume. But yes, we don't really know.
Yeah. What up, Jake?
But what's up, Jake? What's up to everybody chiming in? We love everybody chiming in.
Well, so the poll, your excitement for the Sixers return has changed after last night.
I mean, it hasn't changed. I'm excited for any sports right now where you can use your hands. I'm excited for any of them.
Handsy guy.
I'm not gonna watch soccer, okay, but everything else I'm excited for.
Everything you need. I love it.
Literally, I'm happy for the Sixers to be back. I'm happy for sports to be playing. I don't really. Nothing's really changing for me. I still think that if we get hot, maybe we can make a run. And I also think that these 8 games don't really matter. Like we should be trying Shake at point guard this whole 8 games because we can't. We can lose all 8. We're still the 6th seed. So it doesn't. What does it matter, right? We should try some shit. Granted, I'd like to see us play a little better. Usually, you want to play a little good when you're going into the playoffs. But I mean, we'll see what sticks. See if something sticks. Because I mean, I think Brett's kind of got to realize like you're playing for your job right now, man. I mean, you got to be coaching for your job.
Stuck last night. Every bucket from Indiana. You know what I mean? So I mean, every shot from Indiana. So
I just don't understand what he's doing. Though. Like that to me. How about do some adjustments, dude? Like when we're watching at home and we're like, how are we not making any adjustments? If we can all see that, he's got to see it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I just don't get. Like everyone at home's like, how come Ben is not covering TJ Warren? TJ Warren is lighting us up. Ben has shut down guys all fucking year. What are we doing? He finally does the last possession of the game. TJ Warren, of course, hits a fucking miracle 3 over Ben. But at least he finally does, though. Yeah, he's already got 50, so what does it matter? The size of the ocean at that point.
Yeah.
Exactly. He's feeling great about himself. I mean, I don't, now you're asking it.
Look good, feel good, play good. At that point, everything's going in.
Yeah.
Man, I'm just curious. Yeah, but I'm sorry.
No, like you guys said at the beginning, you know what I mean? Like, there was no adjustment after half. And we always
29 and a half, we should be all over that motherfucker.
Yeah, like we always talk about the good coaches and the great ones make great adjustments at halves. You know what I mean?
Hey, you make somebody else beat you. Yep. That's it, you know what I mean? Like that's it. He's absolutely he doesn't touch the ball. You face guard him. You're in his shorts the whole time. Whether if it's not Ben and it's Jay Rich, and you say Jay Rich, that's it, buddy. Right? You ever want to fucking play again? Right? This dude ain't touching the ball the rest of the half. You know what I mean? He gets more than 5 points. Right? I'm all over you. That's all. You just challenge your guys in whatever way you can. But like I said, I'm curious. I love to fast forward these 7 games, not just for the Sixers, just for the whole NBA, just to see, if everybody ramps it up in playoff time, and I'm sure they will. But is it because there's no fans there? It feels like everybody's thrown it in the ocean. It's unbelievable. It's like somebody all-star games. They're like all-star games. It's unreal.
The first half is a complete all-star game.
It's like street ball. Like pick up street ball. Like just the guys get buckets.
Zero defense in the first half.
No, you guys are right. And the other thing is, it's like nobody's missing. It's like nobody's missing. Every time I got a game on, nobody's missing. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, and anybody missed tonight? Like, I just feel like it's easier for guys to shoot in that kind of closed environments. You know what I'm saying? Like, I truly believe that. And to Sweep's point, no fans. Like, I truly believe in a closed environment like that, guys will stroke more. You know what I mean? Because it's just easier. You're not playing on the road. You're not at home. So there's none of that to concern you. You know what I mean? So now you're
kind of like at home because you get to fucking wake. You're there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but my point is,
you kind of travel. So I understand there's no fans. I get that part. I'm just saying, like, if everyone should feel good. You're not out drinking the night before. You're not out partying. Like, you're there. You wake up, you're there. You go down the room and play a game. Everyone should be feeling pretty good.
Nobody's looked good. Nobody's felt good defensively so far.
Oh, no, there's no intensity defensively at all.
I'm saying, like, nobody misses, and I think it's a lot to do with the closed environment. Truthfully, because it's easier to shoot. You know what I mean? It's got to be easier to shoot, and nobody plays defense, like a combo. You know what I mean? It's like a combo. Love combos. Great little snack.
Good snack.
Great.
Which one? What's your favorite?
The cheese. Just the old school cheddar cheese.
Cracker or pretzel, though?
Pretzel, yeah, absolutely. Pretzel.
Yeah, don't go cracker.
Pretzel.
Don't go cracker.
Yeah, who goes cracker?
I'm just saying the original combos are cracker, I believe.
Yeah, there's no cracker.
I go pretzel.
The pretzel.
Looks like an albino. No offense to albinos, but you know what I mean. The cracker one's just
We say cracker albino.
I like the nacho cheese pretzel though. I'll get a little nacho cheese pretzel. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I might even go buffalo blue cheese. The one. I might even go them too.
Mistakes were made tonight. We said cracker and albino in the same sentence. Mistakes were made at A2D 2020. We're going to go over our heads.
We're racist.
Say cracker? Yeah. We're talking about combos.
Cancel. Combos. Cancel.
We're done. But listen.
I mean, too, I don't, probably not wrong, Q. I hear you. I mean, Burks only got 12 minutes. I mean, he was 3 for 3 from 3. So, I mean,
I'm not sure why Burks wasn't in the game more.
Yeah, I mean,
that was confusing.
I'd like to see me some more Burks. You know what I mean?
Burks is
it's not like anybody's playing defense, so you're like, oh, let me play Neto more minutes because he's Palmsy. I mean, nobody played the game.
Yeah, it's not like Shake was playing D.
Isn't Burks on another squad?
Who, Alec?
Alec on our team.
Yeah,
Trey Burke is.
Oh, Alec.
Trey Burke. Trey Burke almost dropped 50 for the Mavs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We had so many. We started getting a little Burke happy here.
Trey Burke high was out.
Yeah. No. I like it. Alex Burke should have played more point. I liked him there. We all did.
3 for 3, 12 minutes.
I thought you meant Trey. I'm like, yeah, he dropped he had a TJ Warren night the other night. I was like, oh, that's fun, and we kept rolling Neto. Stay hot, Elton. Stay hot, Elton.
Trey Burke stinks anyway.
No, he stinks, but he can score.
Always can score.
Roll Neto stinks. So I mean, we're talking about two guys who aren't good enough, but the other guy's better than the other guy because
he is better. Raul Neto's beat him out every time they're on the same team. Raul Neto's beat him out.
I don't know how.
Clearly, he's better.
I don't know how. You're right.
Dudes are like, how's he beat him out? He's beat him out on 3 different teams now, guys.
Trey plays literally zero defense, which fits the Western Conference and the Mavs. You know what I mean?
He's probably a pain in the ass too. I bet. Usually, when it's close, it goes to the guy that's not a pain in the ass.
Yeah, listen, I'm not saying that
the day after Sunday is always Monday.
True.
It's happening everywhere. It happens everywhere he goes.
I'm just saying that they both stink.
And, I'm in agreement.
I don't know how the guy who
they're better than all of us, but
I don't know how the guy who
NBA wise they stink.
Well, yeah, agreed there. We're not here to. We're here.
I'm only saying that because there was dudes earlier this week that were trying to say that trying to say TJ McConnell's not a good basketball player. First off, do you watch the games? Because as soon as he comes in for Indiana yesterday, it's an immediate 8-0 run. Fucking love TJ McConnell, and I miss him. My heart. I love
he was calling out our plays. He was calling out our plays.
You know why? Because he's fucking awesome. But also, I was just crushing this dude because this dude's like, TJ McConnell is in the NBA and he stinks. Like, you don't even know what you're talking about, dude. Obviously, he doesn't stink. Compared to maybe some good NBA players, he might stink. Compared to regular people, he's a fucking superstar. Fucking idiots.
Regular people.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, both of them guys stink, and I just can't believe that the other guy, it's not a big deal, but that they keep him and they play him significant minutes at times, different times. And it's like, wow. And then, like you guys said, not moving Burks there is or not giving him a ton of minutes there or more over, why even play Neto? You know what I mean? There's no need to even play him. It is interesting to me. So little things. But at this point, through these 8 games, I don't care that much about it. It's to see who you're going to shorten your bench with. And I'm curious to see, who them guys are going to be. You know what I mean? Who the guys are going to play the best through the next 7 now. And sort of secure their role here moving forward.
Is GR3 going to be ready? What's his deal? Do we know? I know he didn't play.
No, I don't know. I don't know what his deal was.
I haven't heard anything yet.
I don't know what he did.
They said he wasn't ready. I don't know what that means.
He looked good in the one playoff game or the one preseason game.
Yeah. So again, I don't know what that means.
I don't know what I'm not ready for. Team ready then. That's cool. Good to have you. It was fun.
Veteran Mike Scott out. Glenn Robinson doubtful versus Spurs.
Doubtful of what?
Forgot about
right knee soreness.
Who?
Oh no, that's Mike Scott.
Forgot about Mike. Yeah.
Mike Scott is dealing with right knee soreness, and
Mike Scott hasn't hit a shot in 8 months, so we're fine with that.
Robinson, I haven't seen anything on Robinson.
You didn't say anything.
It just says he's doubtful. Yeah, it just says he's doubtful.
He's doubtful.
But no injury associated with him.
Whatever.
Has he got Rona?
I just want guys back for the play.
He got the Rona.
DNP coach's decision.
Yeah, I just want guys back for the playoffs. That's all that matters.
At this point, I really feel terrible saying this, but at this point, I think I wouldn't be shocked if we lose in the first round. I really wouldn't. Well, no, I hate to say it, but we're probably going to play a pretty good team. Well, it's probably going to be Miami or it's going to be Boston.
Pop.
Glenn Robinson, left hip pointer, suffered in their second scrimmage game. That's why he missed the other night.
The old hip pointer.
Baby big dog. I've been down this road before.
Yeah, with the Glenn Robinson as well. Yeah, we have.
Yeah. We got this one, boys.
Sign with the Spurs next week. We'll be hitting threes, and 2 days later. Huh?
Nope.
Big dog's healthy again now, huh? All of a sudden, career-ending injury, can't play for the Sixers. He's on the Spurs, magically healed. Found the fountain of youth somewhere, didn't you? On that ride to San Antonio.
All right, who would we face now? The season ended right now. We face the Celtics.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we lose.
No, that's not a guarantee, but not a stone cold lock. I mean, I want to bet a lot of money on it either way. You know what I'm saying? My point is on the series. I want to bet a lot.
I'll bet whatever you want to bet on it.
You don't wake up feeling good about yourself.
I don't feel great. I'm not going to tell you I'm waking up in that series feeling delicious. And anyway, I'm expecting to start like pack half the bags out of it. You know what I mean? We don't have to go full bag pack, but we should at least start packing half our stuff. You know what I mean?
Just in case you're
load up a couple towels. Hey, load up a couple towels and robes. Load
the trunk. Load the trunk, Tommy. We'll bring the carry-ons with us. Load the trunk. Yeah.
If we stay, we stay. You know what I mean? We'll get clothes back.
We'll go back to the trunk tomorrow if we can, but load the trunk.
Make sure you get a souvenir.
We'll be trapped. We'll be trapped.
Get a robe.
Grab a couple of those towels in the room.
I got a couple extra pairs of sneaks. Just throw them in the bag. You know what I mean? Circle the room. Anything extra, we're just gonna keep this. Oh, that's great. That's about where I feel about it. But again, I think we can beat them. So you're saying?
Listen, I don't think there's anyone in the league that we can't beat.
But no, you say you
in the Eastern Conference. I feel like
that
we can beat everyone. We also can lose to everyone as well. So I mean,
Bird's not coming out of the tunnel. So I mean, we got a shot. But I mean,
I'll take Sixers in 7 versus Celtics.
Larry might be the best shooter on our team right now if he joined right now. And I don't even mean like back then, Larry. I mean like right now, Larry.
Yeah, left-handed.
Skin falling off his face right now, Larry still would drain more than everybody on our team.
Yeah, probably. Probably not wrong. I'll take him in 7, Wells.
Who? Sixers over Boston?
Yeah, I'll go 7.
I'm not going to make that bet because I feel awful betting against him. I'm not going to backpedal.
Backpedal.
First off, I'll take Celtics in 5, but that's fine.
I'll bet that all day, though. See, I'll come with that.
No, we won't lose in 5. We'll lose in 6, though.
Okay, but then I win.
I said we won't lose in 5, so I won't take that bet. But I think that if we had to play the Celtics, they'll probably beat us in 6. I would say.
All right, I'll take the bet because I'll just force Game 7, and even if we lose, I still win. So
no, that's not how we're gonna.
That's exactly how that goes.
We're either gonna bet that one team wins or loses. We're not gonna bet the games. I'm not an idiot here. By the way, the way I've been betting, you should just go against whatever I say. So I should be going against the Sixers. We'll be fine. Because Willie Vegas has not started very hot since sports have reopened.
The quarantine's affected them.
Every game I bet it over, it's 3-2. Every game that I don't bet the over, it's fucking 11-7. What the fuck is going on? I'll tell you what though. I was really hoping. I know we're not on the Phillies yet, but I was really hoping they were just going to cancel the Yankee games because this is not going to go well for us.
No.
Fucking 1-2 going to New York. Judge is on absolute fire, and we got to face Cole. Woo! We
didn't reset the rotation.
Hey, you guys want to talk about bags? You want to talk about bags? Just bring your glove.
He hit another one tonight. He had a game winner tonight, Wills.
Yeah.
He hit 2 more today.
Tonight.
He won the second and one in the 9th or 8th. Yeah.
Yeah,
guys, we're not going to even pack bags on this one. Yeah, I mean that's his trip. That's his trip.
I'm pretty sure it's Arietta Eflin against them too.
Yeah, that's cute.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
That's cute.
Arietta Eflin versus Cole and doesn't matter.
I hope Arietta.
Why are we not restarting? Why are we just not restarting with Nola? Why are we?
Couldn't tell you, Sweeps. Couldn't tell you. Joe wants to get everybody involved. Jake's been sitting out too long. It's getting antsy.
Yeah.
Which means he'll probably throw 72 pitches in 3 innings and hit the old hook.
He's got
elbow.
He's got
by the 4th, boys, in the stands. just sitting there with his freaking broom clean up for Harper again.
Yeah, you got to dust off that Speedo.
All right, so do you guys all think it's a first round exit? Real quick, back to the Sixers, and then we'll move on. Do you guys all think it's
I hope it's not. I think if we play Miami, we'll beat them. But then we'll probably lose in the second round to Milwaukee. But
that's where
last night did nothing to change. It was, what we thought. We thought, we were hoping, that we were getting healthy, which was a fact. We got our guys back, and we'll see. Let's just hope. Last night we were trying to knock the rust off, but it was the same Sixers that we saw, 3 months ago, right?
So same issues.
That's where it's not encouraging. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, just one game, and we get that, and we're not going to scream from the roof like some people. All right, but we're going to have to see something in these next 7 games. You know what I mean? Like Will said, at least adjustment wise. You know what I mean? Like wins or losses, whatever. All right? We got to play well, and we got to try to finish in the fourth quarter. We got to take care of the basketball, and we got to get stops, and we'll see where that leads us to. So I'm not ready to say like, oh, it's going to be an automatic first round exit, you know what I mean? But we got a lot of work to do, and we'll see if we can get if we can get that done in the next couple of weeks.
And I feel like we did actually did a pretty good job of using our size advantage, because without Sabonis, we have a huge size advantage against that team. And JoJo did a good job. Ben, pretty much all of his scoring was down low.
Yeah, we had 55
we did a pretty good job.
20 of them offensively.
We killed them offensive boards. But that's a game that when you're doing all that, that's a game you have to win. So
Spells, what do you want them to do?
That's another thing. I want to join you on that, Sweeps. I want to join you on that, Sweeps, because if he doesn't have the ball in his hands, he's not bringing it up. I mean, he's getting offensive boards. What else do you want him to do? He doesn't have the ball.
19 and 13. You would take that every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm confused myself, because everyone was saying that he wasn't there.
The other two guys didn't go for 71, you know what I mean? And they were struggling. Then, okay, like I said, there was no reason to be, an aggressive monster on the offensive end. You know what I mean? Like, did he look lost in the half court? Yeah. I mean, that's because Shake wouldn't get anything done. And then, and once again, that's on Brett. We're not doing it.
Standing off to the side for a little bit. He did crash the boards and get a couple nice offensive boards. But he's kind of just standing off to the side when he's not, which at this point, I mean, if he's going to play the 4 and he's not going to be in the post, then that's going to be kind of what he's doing. So, it's just they got to get better with the floor spacing. They got to get better with if they're going to run with this lineup with Shake having the ball, they got to get better with it, because they just simply were not good. They weren't. So, we're going to see how that goes. And obviously, like we said, the next 7 games are going to be huge for that.
I just don't know why they just don't run him at point. I think they need to go back to the start.
Well, we lost some of his playmaking for sure, and we probably had more turnovers than we would have had if Ben was straight point guard.
Exactly. So I don't think that's good. I don't think that experiment's going to last long if these 7 games go.
He did probably get more boards than he would normally get, but I mean, we were dominating inside anyway. Joe would have just got the boards. So.
Yeah, we got a big man who's dominant. Like I'm not, we should out rebound teams. You know what I mean? And we have a big lengthy lineup, so we should. But like I'm saying, start Horford. I don't know who you're going to start at the 4. You know what I mean? How you want to go about that? I think it depends on matchups, but I don't know. I move him. I move him back to at least handling the rock more often than not. You know what I mean? So I can get his playmaking abilities and some of that stuff. But I mean, go ahead, Greg.
No, I was just say you're right. When we talked either last week or Wednesday or whatever, when the rebound came down, if he was there, he got the ball and went. You know what I mean? Like from Joe, from whoever, between him, Tobias, and everybody but Joel, really, on a break situation, just took the ball and went, coming down. So yeah, I mean, did Shake have a lot more turnovers playing pure point than Ben would have? Yes, absolutely. But how much is that just Shake being in that game, with everyone? When he went off with the Clippers, there was nobody else on the floor, so it wasn't like he was playing with those guys. It's kind of like him playing with the G League guys.
No, it's true.
Now he's playing against all the with these guys, and that rotation probably is different ball movement wise. The side that we only had 20 assists, which goes to all the turnovers. And same thing though. We had 68 points in the paint. To Willie's point, we dominated there. You tell me all those things before the game, I don't know how we lose that game, except for when you combine that with 21 turnovers.
Yep. What's up?
We throw the ball over the court, and they have a guy that's not missing.
Yeah.
That's what happens. Really, that's how we lost that game. Really, Oladipo played pretty well in the second half. T.J. McConnell played very well. T.J. Warren played out of his mind, and I thought they had a couple other guys that banged at least down low. Like well. Miles Turner played pretty well. So yeah, I mean, you got to give it to him. You got to tip your cap to him. But we should have won that game. We're the more talented team on the floor for sure.
Definitely.
DTP says this squad plays soft sometimes. Absolutely.
That's been
something we've always talked about. Don says, what a win for the Rockets. They beat the Bucks tonight. But gritty for president. What are your guys? Were you guys annoyed Brett pulled the plug on the plan after the first half?
Well, I mean, I'm not sure that he really pulled the plug on it, but I think he just didn't give Shake a lot of time after that because Shake just looked lost.
And he was in foul trouble. He had 3-4 fouls the whole game. You know what I mean?
He looked lost. So maybe I think they're not going to just pull. It's not going to be pulled yet. Like I expect Shake to start a point guard next game, but obviously we need to see a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. You combine the turnovers with the bad play plus the foul trouble. I don't know how much more time you want to give the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point, sure. Yeah, you do have to pull the plug, but yeah, is it one game? Is it, does it, roll over to Tommy, as your, assumption or your thought of, hey, let's move Ben back to the point. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Listen, I'm curious to see, like give it a little run. You can give it another game or two. You know what I mean? You want to give it a little small sample size and try to make a decision on that, feel free. Right? But, I'm going to say, if you ask me, like, I won't wait too long. You know what I mean? Because you sort of want to get that chemistry back a little bit too, in a way. But I'll give it a run.
We can crush everybody individually. It's just, once again, it's the collective Sixers meltdown again, right? 6-point lead, go into the fourth, and you give up 46. I don't give a fuck if Mickey's there, Pluto, and fucking Donald Duck, right? It's fucking ridiculous. You gave up 46 in the fourth.
I didn't even realize that. Holy fuck.
I got nothing to say about
it. I knew they scored a lot of points. I didn't realize we got 46. Holy tits.
46.
46.
We did 34, and we gave up 46.
That's a not competing, right? That's not competing. So, I mean, who's that fall on again? I mean, it falls on players, it falls on coaches. If you're not going to compete in crunch time on the defensive end, that's disgraceful to me. It's disgraceful, like you guys are saying. Prism talking about Flyers. We'll talk about the Flyers here in a minute.
Flyers look good.
Flyers do look good, right where they left off.
Look good.
But we also have to see where we're at when we shorten this bench too. So at the end of the day, we can dissect these 8 games. We want to play well. Obviously, we don't want to continue this trend. We want to hopefully against the Spurs, go close out a game in the fourth. You know what I mean? Feel better about yourselves. Or, blah blah blah.
And that's where my excitement with them has kind of dropped because I don't necessarily think the end result is different right now. But if we don't continue to play better and these, like you said, like we all said, these trends continue to come up and come up and come up. We were all hoping we were going to get a new squad, essentially, you know what I mean? Or like a new breath of fresh air, a new team. This is a restart. Let's play our best, whether we win or lose, whatever, in these 8 games, because, as we said, it doesn't matter. But where are we headed? And right now, I see the same Sixers that we saw most of the year, especially that on the road, where we struggled mightily on the road to do these things that we did last night. And that's the part to me that is, not encouraging and, burst my bubble a little bit. But of course, sports are back, so we're all going to watch every game regardless of where we stand. But yeah, I mean, my excitement is a little bit dropped. I don't know if, I'll still watch, of course, but, last night really, because we should have beat them. We should have blew them out because of who they were missing.
Yeah, I got to give game. I know it's just basketball, right? I totally understand that.
What up, Pete?
But just after everything, it's the same things that happen, right? So that's a concern, right? But I'm not in panic mode in any stretch because I look at like I just look at like the first game in the bubble, the real one, right? I don't know. I gotta expect a little bit different.
That doesn't make you a bad person. I mean, obviously, this is, you got a rear view mirror. This, I mean, it's one game. It's, it's over. It's gone. We can't change it. You know what I mean? But, like you said, it's the same shit. So we'll see if that continues. And we hope it doesn't. Right? But that starts, with the coach. You know what I mean? And, time for, if this continues, if it's a first round exit, it's, it's time for a different voice. You know what I mean? The definition of insanity is continuing and doing the same thing, expect different results. And the Sixers fucking are in fucking sane.
Big time. And that's what I feel about. And then, so I want to give a little bit to first game in the bubble. It's just a little difference, blah, blah, blah. But, if it's like out of these 8 games, if they play the same way, like 6 out of 8, I'm going to have major concerns going in. I hope that I have like minor concerns over some of the same shit, but not overly major yet, right? I'm not in panic mode. I'm in like, hey, we can still play. All right, let's get it back together. Now we know sort of how this goes. We're gonna have to get Pomsey, get back to the defensive end, and let's see if we can play these last 7 like we're getting ready for the damn playoffs here, and to continue to preach. We didn't come here and go through all this. They go home early. If you're gonna come and bubble it up, you came to stay for the whole damn time. Right? Yeah. That's what I preach. We preach all day. I'm coming here. I'm staying the whole time. So no, we're not packing bags, right, Wilson? We're not doing any of it. If we're coming,
maybe just the trunk.
I'm packing 3 months worth of bags, right? That's what I'll tell my guys.
I like the confidence.
But I'll tell any team that is in the playoff mode.
I feel like anybody, yeah.
If I'm a coach, I'm like, hey, we're packing our bags the whole damn time. Don't you go packing for 3 weeks? You know what I mean? We're packed up.
But buy some new suits.
Listen, yeah, exactly. I mean, right now the trash can's on fire, but there's a giant fucking gasoline can hanging out right next to the dumpster. Right now, how we want to proceed? We want to, we want a little trash can fire, and every once in a while you just stoke it, put it out, right? Or is somebody gonna fucking light that dumpster up, boy? And
Brett's not handling it. But Nick, I'm not making excuses for the Sixers at all. I don't, you came in a little later, but I haven't. Anybody that just came in, I'm not making excuses at all. Not at all. I mean, that was the same.
I don't care what TJ Warren's career average has to do with anything, because it doesn't. TJ Warren can get buckets though. You let a guy get hot like that, anybody can make shots. Let him get hot like that.
I criticize him defensively. I criticize adjustments. I criticize the trend of fourth quarter blown leads. I've criticized the trends of turnovers. I criticize the trends of not being able to get stops. I criticize all them trends that start to show off. So, I'm just saying I got to give something to the bubble first game and just see how you play now. Yeah, you got the feel of it. You know what it is, right? Game 1's over, and now you can sort of like go play. You know what I'm saying? And now I want to see how you respond to after a game 1 loss in a weird, different environment for a second. How are you going to respond? We're going to find out a lot about our guys, I feel like, in these next 7 games. Truthfully, and I think a lot of teams will say a lot about their guys over these next 7 or however many some got left, right?
We spent 42 minutes crushing, and we there was very, very little positives. Obviously in the offensive end there was. With no everybody's feeling good offensively in the whole league, so we understand that. But still, our big 3 had 90, our bench had 27. Listen, we'll take that every night. As I'm gonna eventually imagine that we're going to figure it out on the defensive end. You know what I mean? If not, and there's the door, Brett, and now we start over, next year in a regular season. We'll see what happens.
Yep, agreed.
You know what I mean? So I don't think there's anybody just, like I said, even Tommy, who's obviously, is a Sixer protector at times. I don't think he was, he wasn't doing anything like, throwing out all the excuses.
No name's Homer, yeah.
No, he was just saying, hey, it's the first game, and he's not wrong. I mean, that's a fact. You can look it up in the scheduling dictionary, and it says 1 game. Opinion. That's just a fact. And we'll see where we go.
Little baby concern. Some of the same things are happening. Not a fan of that shit. Not a fan of it. And a guy who said a lot of stuff about trying to protect Brett I'll shift on you. when it continues, right? Like when I see it continue, I will attack you. I don't run from attacking anybody. I want to be positive about my 4 sports here, but then I'll be the first to try to run you out of damn town too. If I think there's lack of whatever, lack of effort, lack of just stinking, whatever the case may be. You know,
I'm the limo driver at the airport for the last year and a half with a Brett Brown sign. I've been running him out of town. I'll stand right behind that. I've been waiting at the airport for somebody to pick his ass up. So like prove me wrong, Brett. Figure it out. Make some adjustments.
You're right. A lot of guys.
You know what tree you came from. You understand, but you might be the poisonous apple in that fucking tree. Like I don't care what tree you came from, right? Shit might be poison.
I like Brad. I think he's a good dude, right? But he looks like a rat, smells like a rat. Over time, that's definitely just a rat. Then, in terms of just not getting it done. You know what I mean? Like just not getting it done. The same things, and that comes to coaching.
Some guys are head coaches. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean he wasn't a great assistant. Doesn't mean he's not a good basketball guy. Some guys aren't head coaches. They don't know how to make adjustments. They don't know how to handle personalities, whatever that might be. He might not be the right guy for the job.
Big thing to that, Sweeps. I feel like not many people realize that. Like handling the personalities is a big thing. Like you said earlier, some guys you got to know. Like, hey, this guy doesn't respond well if I get into his ass. Yeah. Maybe I got to coddle him. This guy, I got to get into his ass to get him pumped up. Like, and you got to be able to do that to different guys. You got to be able to have multiple personalities when it comes to.
I'm gonna crush Nick real quick.
Whatever you think you can do to get that guy to perform at his top rate.
Absolutely, I'm gonna crush Nick real quick. Nick, love you, but we haven't. I'm not even gonna crush it, but we start off very negative. We just brought a little positive here. You got to go back and listen. We just brought a little positivity before we switch off to something that was positive. And that's what we're going to do now. I'm not even going to crush that, guys. I just felt like saying that for a second.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, though. Ben and Joe do have to be great for us to win. That's fact. They're our 2 best players.
Great. Yeah, absolutely. Great.
Absolutely.
On both ends, Nicky. On both ends, not just one. On both. They were both good on one end last night. All right, but how good were they on the other end when the team does 127 on you?
They boarded well, but you're right, Tommy. To me, I blame Brett for that though, really, because I felt like Joe did a pretty good job guarding down low. But how 4 or 5 blocks. How do we not have Ben on Warren? That's just I don't care who's guarding who else.
Yeah,
Warren's killing us. Ben's our best defender. He needs to be on him. Fact.
Yeah. Later, Steve. Flyers are hot, brother.
Flyers look great, Steve. Right
no,
We're
Nick,
excited. We're excited.
Yeah, like I said, Nicky, we agree with you, buddy. Spot on. There are 2 superstars. They got to be monsters, game in and game out. And we understand that people are going to have bad games. It happens. But you make up for it somewhere else. So if you're not throwing it in the ocean, then go ahead and play some defense and rebound and get some block shots and get us out in transition, whatever it might be. There's other ways to affect the game, and that's all. So to your point, yes, them 2 need to be great all the time. It doesn't have to be constantly from pillar to pillar in every category. All right, but them 2 should affect the game in some point, at some point, whether it is on the offensive end, defensive end, leadership role, grabbing the collar and saying, listen, we refuse to lose in the 4th quarter because these 2 guys put us on their back. Whatever, So we hear you. There's no disagreement there, brother. So we're with you.
Absolutely.
TTP, right with you, brother. Right with you.
Yeah.
To me, that's the reason that I don't know that we get out of the first round because it's the same shit. It's the same shit that's been happening for years. And that's why I look at Brett. That's why Brett has to go to me. I'm sorry. I don't like I would say in case we make a great run here, but we're not going to make a great run. Brett's gone to me. I'd fire Brett. But maybe tomorrow.
Causing negative. Go ahead, Greg.
I'm usually not.
I know.
Brett was here for so long, and that doesn't mean, as we said, he's not a bad coach. But some guys are better teachers and developers of a young team with no expectations, and then other guys are brought in to then get them over the hump. You know what I mean? And we've gotten to this point with Brett where I think we've reached the ceiling here, at least with Brett, of what's going to happen with this team. He obviously brought it through the process and got us to here. And, it is what it is, but he can't get over that hump, or at least it seems like it, because to TTT point, all these things continue to come up over and over again, and it is very much worrisome.
It's like Doug Collins and Phil Jackson for the Bulls, Greg.
Yeah.
Doug was the nurturer.
Absolutely.
Phil came in to get him over the hump.
Mark Jackson, Steve Kerr, over in Golden State,
Yeah, so
I just think Mark Jackson's not a very good coach, but
Lord
I don't
says,
think so either.
some people think he is. I don't.
Lord, we hear you, Lord. I'm just saying, like, he only shot once, all right? So to me, I don't give him a pass, but I don't really. It doesn't really. He didn't do anything last night. You know what I mean? I just like,
he was bad though, Lord. Absolutely.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying I watched the game. I'm just saying, like, he wasn't. It was what it was. You know what I mean? He disappeared.
I like to see him be more even if you're not bad, or even if you're not good in the first half, when you do get in after that, be more aggressive though. Because we want you to be aggressive. He wasn't aggressive at all.
Yeah. It was like TJ. It was like McConnell and the rest of them stole his lunch money, and he was just.
TJ stole the ball from him enough that he might as well stole his lunch money.
And he was just hiding in the corner. So absolutely agreed, 1,000%. You know what I mean? It just.
But you're right, Sweeps. When you get back in, you can't let that shit dawn on you, and you got to go out and be aggressive. Because the reason that we want you to play some is because when you were playing aggressive, when Ben was hurt at the end, at the end of the regular season, technically, pre-COVID. When you were playing aggressive, we loved you. But then you come in and now the big guys are on the court with you, and you kind of hide in the shadows, and you're playing like shit. We can't have you. You got to stay aggressive or don't be on the court.
And like I said, Lord, we're not disagreeing with you, but that might be who he is. You know what I mean? Like he had a good game against the Clippers. He was playing well. He brought some energy. He was shooting the basketball well. So he became a fan favorite. But Tommy has said this, for weeks now. Like there was some crowning going on that it was like. This is the same guy, isn't it? Isn't it the same guy that's might be 10th or 11th on the depth chart? You know what I mean?
They love the flavor of the week, Sweeps.
All of a sudden he went from
everyone loves the flavor of the week, dude.
All of a sudden he went from 10, 11 to 5.
It's like last year, everyone was jerking Mike Scott off last year. The Beehive. He hasn't hit a shot this year. No one even talks about him anymore. Don't even remember he's on the team.
So I mean, I expect more. I want more out of him. As obviously, as a fan, we're gonna need stuff out of him. But to me, I don't get disappointed. Like if you ask me, like, oh man, are you really disappointed in Shake? That's Shake. That's Shake. You know what I mean? Like we got other superstars. You know what I mean? Like now we need him to do something. But I mean, like to me, that's the least of our worries. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
He's got to be that outlet though. That when
but if he's on the floor,
he's got to be aggressive because. He showed at SMU and obviously in a couple games pre-COVID that he could score basketball.
Yeah.
So he can't just he just can't be.
And I know where people are concerned and why they're killing him because he obviously went from 10 to now starting. You know what I mean? So now you need more from your air quote starting point guard. Absolutely. So, and we're not debating that. You know what I mean?
Goosers. We don't want goosers in this league.
Yeah, and also another guy that I'm not happy with is Josh Richardson. I need more from you. Yeah. I need more from you, Josh. Another guy that are you even on the court? I need more from you.
Especially being a vet.
Listen, you got to do more. He's on the court big time because we like him defensively. So you got to play defense. You know what I mean? Especially if you're only going to put up a few amount of shots, etc. You got to be able to play D. So, I mean, you can't not shoot the ball, right, or give us 4 points out of our backcourt and not play good enough defense back there. So now you're killing us on both ends. You know what I mean? Now you're killing on both ends.
Yeah, I mean, you're preaching to the choir.
We all think that's coming.
You're preaching to the choir, Ethan. I mean, I don't think there's, Tommy's the only guy that like halfway in on Brett. You know what I mean? I think the other three of us, we've been done with Brett for a while. So. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure, about the rocket science part, but we, we hear you.
Oh, I'm done on him if he doesn't get it done.
Yeah.
I'm not even halfway in on him anymore. I ain't halfway in. All right. You guys want to get to...
Bags are packed over at Tommy's car. Bags are packed.
Yeah.
No, they're packed away. I mean, there's some things like halfway in. You know what I mean? We're starting to move out, but we're not fully out. You know what I mean? One of the deals. But do you guys want to transfer to some Flyers, Bruins, or continue Sixers and the Phillies? Up to you guys. Where we want to go?
Talk about?
just throwing it out there.
Well, Flyers look great today. I mean, first game, and again, these games, they don't mean a whole lot, but they do mean seeding. And for us, since we were the 4 seed, we would love to move up. And this is a great step in that direction. Now, if we win one of these last two of the round robin games, we're going to not be the 4 seed. We go 2-1, we're going to at least be probably second.
Yeah,
maybe even the first. So
that's
let's
where people,
go.
that's where there was some I don't want to say confusion. That's where some guys earlier might have been butting their heads against the wall, or they were getting confused.
We're not going to name any names, Rob Brinkman.
We're not going to name names.
I don't know what's his deal is.
It's not about home ice. It's about who you matching up with. You know what I mean? Like, and there's certain teams that you match up better with. You know what I mean? Like, if you can avoid them to a later round, you would like to do that. And that happens in any sport.
Oh, well, like the Bucks or the.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
Is that like that sweeps? Like try to avoid when we're talking Sixers, like try to avoid Miami, Boston, and Milwaukee. Try to be a top 3 seed. That's all. But yeah, he continue with the Flyers. I just had to throw that in there.
This is knocking off rust. You got to play these games, it's for seeding, and they've been off for 100+ days like everybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
and it obviously matters.
Yeah,
If anyone that thinks I love these guys, like they should be ready 365, 24/7. We're going Brinkman again here because I heard this quote from him today. They should always be ready to go. First off, that's the dumbest thing you've ever said. Have you ever played sports in your life? Because that's retarded. You have to have warm-up games. You need these. If they didn't play any games and they just went right into like the second round after the other teams had already played the first round, they're at a humongous disadvantage.
Yeah.
So
all hockey players have,
and obviously
have
this is important. You want to have a better seed. It's very important. So if you think it's not important, that's a stupid comment as well. And then you got the guys that are like, well, I don't want him to get hurt. Shut the fuck up. Anyone can get hurt at any time. When you start thinking about getting hurt, that's when you get hurt. Just go out and play.
Absolutely.
Fucking, I don't want him to get hurt.
Saying all this, Brinkman.
Brinkman. That was all Brinkman. I didn't want to say that, but that was all Brinkman.
Well, you already said the one thing about him, and then I was just like, okay, where are we going? Is this everything?
Dude, he wouldn't stop this afternoon. I was like, texting Sweeps, like, are you reading this?
What did he say?
Am I reading something wrong? He was like,
he expects players to be ready.
He kept asking Tom, he kept saying, why are these games even being played? And I was like, they're for seeding. I just don't understand it. They're for seeding. What don't you understand? It's like 1 + 1 is 2. Rob, it's not 6. I don't know where you look. What are you struggling with here?
Yeah.
And he's like, they can just get hurt. This is just so dumb.
And then once he found an ally, then he felt like he was right. Like some other guy was like, yeah, I know. I mean, there's no such thing as home ice. It was like, that's not what it's about. You know what I mean? Like,
it's still about who you play, though. Would we rather play Pittsburgh or, would we rather play, fucking a shittier team? I don't even know who else is like lower than them. But Pittsburgh's the 5 seed. So if we end up the 4 seed, likely, granted they lost their first game, but likely going to have to see them. We'd rather avoid them.
And home ice does matter because at the end of the day, for line changes, it matters big time.
You get line changes, bench position, shorter changes. There's absolutely. I tried to explain that to him too, and Brian propped me. He's like, "Oh well, Brian Prop says this." I'm like, "All right, we're done."
No disrespect. I don't care what anybody says.
Wait. He Brian propped you?
Yeah, he used Brian Prop as a more authoritative point, to hockey. And I'm like, well, good. Brian Prop's a legend, so you should use him over me. But he's not playing in today's NHL. He played in the NHL back in the day where guys probably were ready more often than not.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. It's not a computer, right? It's not a video game. You can't just fire it up.
You can't just flick the switch on. That's the reason there's a reason that guy's constantly trained. And it's not because maybe we decided we wanted to do it. No, it's because you need to do it. Oh God, fucking Christ!
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, it's like you first, and you got to get the energy back, right, and the fuel back for it. So you even got to just get your like whatever it is, like whatever sport you're playing, your legs back, your arm back, whatever it is, you got to get it back.
This isn't preseason, right? We all know how how preseason is, whether it's football, hockey, basketball. Yes, those guys don't need as much reps, you know what I mean? Because it's a preseason and you're just trying to get in shape. We get that, you know what I mean? But you're talking about like
playoff hockey.
Yes, A, it's playoff hockey. B, if you were talking about the NFL coming back after a shutdown and then playing a couple games for seeding, you bet your ass 11 would be playing. You know what I mean? If you took 130 games off, you know what I mean? Like 130 days off, 130 games. Jesus. Sorry, Carson. 130 days off. You know what I mean? Like
put that evil on us.
You're not going to play one quarter. You know what I mean? This is a restart. You know what I mean? This isn't preseason hockey. This is time to turn it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and we're going right into the playoffs. Like it's time to turn it up. It's turn up time.
Same thing
with the Flyers look damn good today. The Flyers are going to be a really, The one thing we can hang our hat on, and I'm not going to start saying that they're going to go to the cup and shit. I know there's people out there
Got a
saying
great
that,
goalie.
but I will say that we can hang our hat on that we finally have a goaltender. We've had 2 goaltenders for 20 years, and we finally have a goaltender, which is a good thing because when you have 2, you have 0. If everyone knows that, and we looked the part. We're damn good on defense.
The best part about that
all 4 lines can score. We play good penalty kill, good power play. We looked the part. We're definitely going to be a really, really tough out. That's the one thing we can hang our hat on. We're a really tough out.
That first period, Carter Hart kept us in the game. Because that first period was sluggish for the Flyers.
First 12 minutes, they completely outplayed us.
They got completely outplayed, but Carter Hart was obviously on his
3 big saves in that first 12 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
And kept us there. And then, the 3 of us, because Tommy was playing, we were going back and forth through the game. When you get fourth line, and I know Nick mentioned it earlier, when you get fourth line production to the tune of 1 goal, let alone 2 goals, you're setting yourself up for a good chance to win a game. And they obviously did.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, no
Tuca for them, but Yaroslav Hawk has had a very good year as well. I think 19 and 6
I don't care who's
something. So, and Boston's a damn good team. So
when you give up 1 goal, I don't care who's playing.
Exactly. It starts, like Wilson said, it starts in the pipes. It's just, it's like having a good starting pitcher, on the mound. In the old days when they go 7 and 8, 7, 8 innings. You got that guy in between the pipes. He's a game changer. 34 saves and this team is exciting to watch.
Yeah. And he's 21, and sky's the fucking limit for him. And let's
You know what? It's something this organization has strived to try to find for so long and haven't found it, and to finally have it, and so much expectation for this kid coming in. And Flyers fan base is just like every other fan base here. We're aggressive. We're excited to see him. There's a lot of pressure, and to be able to come under the bright lights and just perform, during the regular season like he did. And then to come in, bubble time, and we saw the way the NBA played 0 defense, and we see the Flyers, we can't say palms up, but sticks up, and again the goaltender, like you guys said, stood on his head in the first period. Well, that gets your whole team energy now. You know what I mean? Because it's like like you guys said, like a pitcher, like Sweet said, like a pitcher, like a guy cruises after 2, and you're feeling good, even if it's a 0-0 1-0 game. You're feeling good because your guy's locked in. You know what I mean? You're like, okay, I have this, and that's so important to the rest of your team because you always feel like the hits will come, or in this case, the goals will come, right? So
you play loose, you play free, you play loose.
Yeah, because now you're like, all right, we're in it, we're picking, right, or we're stopping shots, whatever it is in any sport.
Yeah,
and now you're feeling good, and I think the energy you can build off of a great goaltender is so important in the National Hockey League, and the reason why we have not hoisted a damn cup in this city for a long fucking time. Period. End the story on that. And we finally got one. And I don't want to be like, oh yeah, he's the greatest goaltender of all time. It's not like that. It's just the fact of the matter is to be able to live up to expectations this early on in a city like this it shows me a lot of what's between the legs of Carter Hart for all the ladies out there. That's all. That's for you. That's for the ladies. For the women.
And to that point, though, he's been unstoppable at home, which you wouldn't expect. You know what I mean? Because of the expectations of being exactly that. His numbers at home were lights out. And that's you're exactly right. That's the encouraging part, and how you know that you have that guy is because at home in front of this rabid fan base, he's more lights out than he is on the road away from them.
I would expect that though, Greg, wouldn't you? Shouldn't you play
not with the weight of expectations, though, unless he's that guy, which he is.
Okay, I'll give it to you.
I just said expectations, period. No matter where the hell you're playing.
Yeah, I mean, I'll get that. I'll give you that. He's lived up to the hype.
I don't care if you're playing in Winter, Alaska. You know what I mean? Or Mystery, Alaska. Sorry, I don't care.
A little pond hockey.
I don't give a rat's ass. Make stops, right? Stop the puck. Your job's to stop a puck, right? And we finally got a guy that can do it. And defense has a lot to do with it. And it's a young defense. It's a damn good defense. And then I know somebody said, I think it was Tristan about Claude Giroux. I just think he gets enough credit. But when you don't hoist the cup, how much credit can we continue to give? Like I think
he doesn't get the credit he deserves at all. Tristan.
I think he's a great hockey player, but at the end of the day, I think he's great. He's one, he's a great player. But
third most points in the last decade. He wasn't even on the all-decade teams. That sounds unreal. He doesn't get
no, it is because at the end of the day, I know it's not an individual sport, but so much again is based on winning. And with no goalie for his whole stretch here, it's hard to win. It's hard to win.
I agree. He doesn't get the credit he deserves nationally. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, well, who does in hockey besides a couple guys?
Yeah, most of the guys have won cups too. Even though everyone always loved Ovechkin before he won a cup.
Well, when you're that good,
Ovechkin was dropping 55 goals a year, though.
Yeah. When you're that good, you're electric, babe. Claude's a great distributor and does some other things really well. And to me, a good goal scorer, does everything well. You know what I mean? I think his defense has gotten better. So all them things, I have no issues with him at all.
He's become a really good face-off guy, which he wasn't early on.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Top two guys in the league with Giroux and Coots. You're the top two guys in the league on face-off.
Yeah, we literally had the two best face-off centers in the league.
Yeah, and you got that
puck in your hands.
You got that when you got
your stick.
Yeah, when you got that C on your sweater, you shouldn't be, should never go unlooked or underappreciated. You know what I mean? But somehow he does. You know what I mean? But like you said, we said, everything. All roads are going to lead through Hart, and it's really exciting. With his age and his talent, like you guys said early on, he got peppered. You know what I mean? A mere mortal or somebody with less talent, it's 2-0 Bruins, and then you're like, okay, you're fighting City Hall.
Totally different game then, yeah.
And you're climbing uphill, man, and it's as opposed to hey, it's nothing right now. You know what I mean? This guy was just absolutely out of his gourd right here to keep us in this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I saw someone else ask a question down there.
Sorry, real quick, that's a big thing. Like, stand on your head talk is so important. You know what I mean? Like, you stand on your head for a minute or two, and a sport like hockey, the energy and the momentum can shift so quick. You know what I mean? And a lot of sports are like that, but hockey's definitely one of them. Like, you get some big chances and you don't capitalize on them. Good guys make big saves on you, etc. You're not going to get as many as you think you're going to get. You know what I mean? Like legit goal scoring opportunities. So every one of them counts, even more so. It's like magnified. So when you're standing on your head, it means so goddamn much. I'm just excited because we never had one. My whole time watching hockey, we've never had.
Besides in our lifetime, because it was Bernie.
Well, no, we had a couple since Bernie. Early Hextall was there, and Pelly was there.
Yeah, but we were young.
We lost Pelly young, and Hextall, once he got older, we went a couple places, wasn't as good. But early Hextall was like that.
Yeah.
Of course, we ran into
what happened to Hexy? You know what happened to Hexy? He had a groin pull in the finals his first year, and that groin always lingered with him too. And that's the reason why his career didn't go as long as he would have liked for it to go. But again, we were so young. Me and you.
87, right? Is that?
Yeah, we were so young.
Yeah,
I don't.
young.
Yeah. Like I know how he was talked about and everything like that.
Well, he won MVP and they didn't win the cup. So I mean that
pretty good.
He won Finals MVP and they lost. So
but
it's not bad.
That groin might have killed back then.
Granted, we played the best team ever.
87, I was like 30. 87, I was like 30.
You need a little history book. But we never saw anybody. In our generation of hockey, we've seen nobody that is electric between the pipes.
Yeah, and we constantly had to face Brodeur, and we had to constantly watch them with their fucking great goaltender.
And we'll run out of 36-year-old John Van Beesbrook.
Yep.
The Beezer.
Marty was pretty good.
Decent. Yeah.
I think Marty was going to pick it.
Stop the few.
Decent.
Yeah.
Guy. Decent goalie. Decent career.
Right up the turnpike.
Handful of shots.
And what's crazy is our whole childhood, like the 90s, there was a ton of really good goaltenders. We never had one. I mean, Hexy was good early on, like I said, but then he got older, he wasn't as good. And then we were going through all kinds of goalies, fucking Grant Snow or Garth Snow, whatever the fuck his name was.
There was a fan club for
the Beezer, obviously.
Typical.
So many. But then around the league though, you had great goaltenders. Felix Potvin, you had Patrick Waugh, obviously. You had fucking Dominic Hasek, Great
That
goaltenders.
might
Marty
be the goat
Brodeur.
right there.
Oh my God, Gritty. Gritty says, I love this.
Mike Vernon.
Robert Ash, right? But remember Robert Ash? It was like, oh my God, what was the Buffalo Sabres name? He was so fast. Finneganov. It was like a Finneganov to a Finneganov, back to a Finneganov. Somehow Finneganov gonna get that puck. He pissed himself again. Oh my God, goal! Like, how did he just do all that? One guy.
Yo, a Finneganov used to kill us too. You're right.
A Finneganov smoked us. I thought
that was the first time that the Flyers were like, yo, maybe we should get some fast skaters. Maxime Finneganov just did 2 laps and then scored. We're still in the offensive zone.
Somebody hit the hot dog. When somebody hit the hot dog, they can't catch
somebody moved their feet.
They can't catch them.
They said, shit, guys, you know what? We can't beat them up if we can't catch them.
Oh my God. I remember sitting in Andrew's house, Wells. Sitting up upstairs in Andrew's house watching a Finneganov pass the puck to himself. Like, what?
Off the boards like he's playing Belmar hockey. You're like, dude, that's not supposed to work. That worked when we're 13. Doesn't work anymore.
You know, hockey
pass off the boards himself.
You know, hockey announcers, everything's got to be quick. So it's like, Finneganov, back to Finneganov, score! And I'm like, oh my God, how do you do that? We're all our guys. And that was the years I was begging.
Is he on fast forward? Why do our guys look so slow?
For years, we couldn't skate with me or you, right? And now, finally,
we can. And our defense is young, and they can all skate. And Kevin Hayes was a great pickup.
Absolutely.
Phenomenal pickup. By the way, Tristan, I wanted to hop in and say that, but he's cheating on Mel Yell up there. We all saw you. Sneak a little coke up there.
No, same family. Same family.
On your girl.
Greg. Same family.
Same family.
Family talk. I don't know. They probably because like half the GMs in every sport are jackasses. That's my best guess. You know what I mean? Like we always talk about nerds. Yeah, the GMs are nerds. 90%.
Fucking nerds.
50% are big time nerds. Other 50%.
Not even 50. I'm saying it's like 50 is you're low ball on there.
Well, no, because I got to
consider
like
86% nerds.
I got to consider all 4 major sports. So like baseball, I'd say like 95%. Nerd City, right?
Might be 99 now. Might be 99 now.
It could be. It could have went up just over a couple.
I'm willing to guess that 75% of the GMs in baseball now never even played baseball.
Oh, absolutely not. Listen,
like not even in the I'm saying like 12 years old they didn't play. They were doing math or some shit.
All right, listen. Flyers were fun for a second. Let's get into Phillies because I want to talk about this about Major League Baseball real quick. So, how the hell? And maybe somebody has over the past day or two that may have missed, but in extra inning games. And we talk about the nerds, right? I have not seen one team.
The Royals, only one that's done it, Tom. And
I thought they did a sack fly
because of it.
When they
did a bunt and then sack fly.
It was a bunt sack fly. Okay,
yep.
Royals. They like to play a little smallish. I like that. I love that. Right? Small market, play a little small.
And guess what though? I'm with the pitcher that was in. That's like it's fucking bullshit that you can win a game without getting a hit. Because I agree that's fucking bullshit. But it's the way the rules are this year.
Listen,
so
I agree.
You should be bunting.
Nobody does it. Nobody does it besides one team.
It's unreal.
A disgrace. Nobody just says, "Hey, this is an easy one." Boom. Like I just can't. You can't make it up.
Because Tom, they say, "Oh, you don't want to give up an out." Shut the fuck up. Learn the game of baseball. You move a guy 90 feet, and now a fly ball scores him. You don't have to get a hit. You don't have to get a hit. What don't you understand?
Yeah, who cares? Who cares if what names people call you? That's you do what you think is right. If you're up in the batting order, you roll the fucking ball and you take a shot there. The funny thing is the whole thing is just so strange because the run doesn't even count. I mean, it counts towards the game, but it doesn't count against that pitcher. He's just like a magical.
Yeah, but he gets the loss though, which is bullshit. He shouldn't get the loss.
It's like he's just a magical dude that appeared on set.
Yeah.
Pitcher. A Gary's pitcher? What do we got? Gary's pitchers?
Well, the other night, Seattle
it's
and
like playing football back in the day. Guy on second.
Bottom 9.
There. Everybody's there.
Austin Noah leads off with a hit. They pinch run. Pass ball. D. Gordon gets the second. No outs. You have your leadoff guy up and 3 straight strikeouts. Or not 3 straight strikeouts, but they never once tried to get D. Gordon to third. Sack fly. They tried to hit him in and strike out. Another walk, strikeout, walk, strikeout. It was just like, I hope you lost the game, and then Oakland won it in the next inning. But I'm like, thank God, because you guys should have won that game in just regular time.
Everybody should be able to put a
typical, Greg. It's typical now.
It's
It's comical, really.
Yeah, Tristan, they are playing tomorrow night. Phillies.
Yeah,
And
in New York. Maybe
Game two is
might be
Hap
one
for
they
the-
might
Hap
want to
for the
skip.
Yankees.
I believe it's Garrett Cole, or is it Hap?
No,
Cole's
game
throwing
two.
tomorrow.
Game two. It is
Oh,
Cole.
yeah, it's Cole, Arrieta, and then I think it's Hap Eflin.
Arrieta is on 357 days rest.
All right.
them trunks are
Yeah.
nice then.
Yeah, Arrieta Cole.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's,
so
that's
should
an
be a good
L.
one.
That's an L.
Arrieta Cole and the Yankees are opened at 334.
And the Yankees
Phillies-
are
the Phillies are the-
smiting the baseball. In case you haven't been
334.
watching them.
Minus
Wow.
334. Are the
I
Phillies wearing spikes?
Yeah, I might throw 25 on the I mean a 50 spot on the Phils there just for good times because why not?
Yeah, why not lose 50? Why not?
Why not?
I'm just fucking with you.
DraftKings is 360. It's even worse.
What are the Phillies
290.
plus?
Plus
Plus
290.
290?
Woo.
Okay.
Wow, you can still hit it a little bit. I think. So I mean, I'm not gonna. We might not be able to. We might not miss a barrel, as they say, but I think we can hit a little bit on our end. But I think 0-2 coming out of this piece, we haven't played in a game in a minute. I think that matters too here.
Yeah,
I think
it's been 8 days.
It's all
Yeah,
mess.
it's been 8 days, and the Yankees are crushing the baseball.
Yeah, your timing got all back off again. You were, everybody else is playing essentially. Now you're sitting for it because you couldn't even use the ballpark facilities, right? Think about it. They couldn't use ballpark.
They took batting today.
No,
They were able
before.
to take batting
I'm
today.
saying before they couldn't use
For 6 straight days, they couldn't.
Yeah, so where guys hitting? Everybody's going somewhere to hit. Where's everybody hitting? You know what I mean?
They weren't hitting.
That's my point. So now you're already behind the 8 ball now. You already were behind the 8 ball because you didn't come out looking good at all. Essentially,
And you get to face the best pitcher in the game right now.
yeah,
Probably.
and probably the hottest lineup. Hey, enjoy yourselves. Hope that Speedo's nice there, Jake. And then watch him come out and deal tomorrow after us sign this. They go come out and deal, we'll lose 1-0.
If that happens, I'll be upset.
I was gonna say that's giving that. He's only going 5, so that means you're giving that pen 4 innings of scoreless.
No, rain delay. It ends with Jake. The skies open up, which can very well happen in New York. I think.
Yeah, it's coming. I mean, I think Tuesday, at least Tuesday, we're supposed to get the remnants of that hurricane.
I hate to see this for Major League Baseball. I just hate to see him take another freaking one to the face. More rainouts, you jackasses. You could have just played in all domes and just bubbled it off and just played games like AAU ball all day freaking long. Play games all day long. Guys can sit in the stands, wait for the next game. Go get yourself BP, blah, blah, blah. Let's go. You know what I mean? Guys are pussies. That's all. Some of the big money guys, you know what I mean, who want to bubble. And then bubble because you could have played in domes, and then you have no rain delays either. So it's like a win-win. You definitely can get through quick. You don't have to make up all kinds of crazy shit. Then you don't have to play 7-inning fucking doubleheaders. 7-inning doubleheaders. 7-inning doubleheaders. What are we doing?
I'll say this, Tom. I'll say this. I
just don't know where are you talking about these domes at? There's no domes in
Tampa. I was talking Big Way Parks. Tampa, Miami,
Arizona.
And Arizona.
And
I can play another spot in Arizona, no dome, because I'm not expecting rain in Arizona. It's just hot. So we just got to deal with the heat. But besides that, I could get another facility in Arizona, Major League worthy.
Yeah, you play night games in Arizona, of course.
Yeah, so I mean,
you're not inside. I mean, listen, there's no use talking about it. I mean, we can talk about it. I'm saying,
I was just making a point that.
No, I'm saying there's no use talking about it because they've already dropped the ball. So it is coulda, woulda, shoulda, and what they.
I'm going to reserve judgment for these weird rules just because it's a weird fucking season altogether. And then after the year's over, I'll tell you how much I didn't like it.
Shut up!
I agree.
Shut up, Wills! You just crushed the weird rules 5 minutes ago.
No, I didn't. What weird rules? I'm saying the 7-inning double headers and stuff.
Well, you just crushed the runner on second and extras.
Oh no, I don't like that. But again, I'm also not going to really criticize. I want to see how
criticized it. You just criticized it.
No, I don't like that. I don't like that you can score a run without getting a hit. Is what I said.
Okay, and I don't like 7-inning double headers. So what's your point?
I'm not gonna criticize it until I see how it plays out.
One thing you already criticized. One thing.
I don't like criticizing baseball too much.
One can happen. The first thing can happen anytime in the game. You know what I mean? If if even without a bunt, you can just roll one over to first base, and then you get a sac fly. That can happen anytime. I understand. Wilson's saying it's deciding a game. I get that, right? But the
deciding game.
Seven inning doubleheaders.
But you almost have to have a hit before that.
That's high school bullshit. You know what I mean? So
you almost have to have a hit before that, though, Sweeps, or a walk. You know what I mean?
I know that's what I'm saying. But that's that one happens more than exactly. I mean, you have to, at least you see that. You know what I mean? 7 inning doubleheaders. That's some high school fucking AAU shit.
It's horse shit. It's absolute horse shit.
Well, we don't have a very good bullpen, so it's maybe not bad for us.
Everything's bad for us.
It seems like the bad bullpen, though, is a major league problem because there's a lot of teams out there with bad bullpens.
Well, guess what, Greg?
Granted,
I'll
the
tell
good
you what,
ones.
One thing I was really off about is that I thought that the pitching was going to be ahead of the hitting, and it is not at all.
Yeah.
Which usually is the case early on in the season, but it's not early on in the season. It's middle of the summer, and the bats are hot, and the balls are flying.
It's not 30 degrees in March.
I was just gonna say it's the difference between April and absolutely.
Well, I mean, if you ain't thinking these bitches are wound even tighter this year, we're all crazy sitting here. We think they didn't get tighter from last year too. I mean they're gonna get tighter every year. You might have a zero seam feel in like 2 more years. You know what I mean? It's just a round thing that just flies. You know what I mean? It's like it gets tighter every year. And they're flying, and the warm weather helps it, and the smaller dimensions help too, and around the league.
Oh, and you see what happens when you expand rosters too. So it's not Wilson's right. That's usually in the game of baseball, that's what happens. You know what I mean? Pitching is always usually ahead of hitting, but now you see with expanded rosters, there's guys that don't belong in the big leagues. That's the bottom line. I mean, it's 2020, even pre-pandemic. You know what I mean? There, everybody and their mom can throw through a goddamn wall, right? Guys don't know how to pitch anymore. You know what I mean? They're fucking straight as a string, right? Their secondary stuff is garbage, right? It just rolls the fuck up there. You know what I mean? So, you now that's why nothing surprises me anymore. You know what I mean?
I feel that one, Sweeps.
Real quick,
the guy's like, guy throws 98. Yeah, well, guess what? If he doesn't throw his all speed for strikes, his 98 goes far.
Yeah, they all
real fucking far.
Listen, it's Hunt fastballs.
Ask Vinny.
It's Hunt fastballs from day one for dudes. You know what I mean? It's not Hunt something else. So, it's common sense. Like you need secondary stuff. That's why I think Wheeler's a guy who can be so successful because he has so many in his arsenal.
And he throws them for strikes.
Yeah, and you know what guys don't do enough? And like talking to there's like a guy like Mike Kelly about it. We were just bullshitting one day. And he's like, what I used to do all the time with my changeup is I would have a catch with it a ton. You know what I mean? Just to get the feel. I'm like, that's of course, but I've used that as reference to other young pitchers is like, hey, grip your other stuff a lot and throw it. Even your 2-4 seam, like feel the seams a little bit. Enjoy it.
Listen, I'm not even a pitching guy, but I tell our guys all the time, like get a feel for all your pitches. You know what I mean? Like that's what your bullpen's for. But even when you get out there, right, get a feel for it. Like, listen, get a feel for your run. You know what I mean? Is your 2-seamer, you starting it on the outer half? Is it coming back? You know what I mean? Is it how's your changeup? You know what I mean? How's your spin? How's your breaking ball coming off your fingers? You know what I mean? So yeah, you got to get a feel for everything. Absolutely.
Yeah, you feel city. You know what I mean? And to the point is, you got major league guys who've never had the feel for it because they've thrown so hard, and nobody's ever. You can advance through the ranks so quick if you're throwing fire. And I mean ranks like high school ball, or if you're an international player, or whatever. If you're humming, if you're throwing 95, most guys at these other levels aren't hitting you. I mean, even if you're a college guy and you're humming 95, 96, guys, there's gonna be guys that have a little trouble. You know what I mean? So the fact of the matter is, at this level, nobody has trouble with it. You could go 101. If 101 you leave over, 101 can fly. So the most strikeouts you see are from all speed pitches and shit, or then like timely fastballs, obviously. You know what I mean?
And if guys throw their all speed for strike and you don't know what's coming, that's when you throw a fastball right by you.
Yeah. If you can, exactly. If you can pitch backwards, and you've now taken the element of surprise out there. You know what I mean? But if you're constantly behind, as a hitter, we're trying to get in cribble count.
They're spitting on everything and waiting for that fastball.
Getting in cribble count. Don't be late, right? Hey, we're getting in cribble count, man. Dead red.
And that's the difference from, that's why some starters in this league are great and others not, because They can pitch from behind and they can do them things, and their all-speed pitches are filth. And when their all-speed pitches are on, they're lights out. You know what I mean? Because their fastball's always there. So it's like when you're all like a Strasburg and guys like that, like when Strasburg's curveball's on and it's filth and it's tough to hit. And when it's not, but it's like anybody. You know what I mean? Everybody's gonna have the days, but like all of them, Scherzer, like all them guys, man, they just have like there's so many in the league. Garrett Cole, like to have the other pitches. And compared to a lot of these bullpen guys, right? That can just
Uh,
dial it up, but they have it's a bunch of Ricky Vaughns. You know what I mean? It's a bunch of Ricky.
And then these hitters, like I said, have become such pigs that the approach is gone. You know what I mean? So you make a guy like Strasburg, like I ain't swinging at Strasburg's curveball unless I got 2 strikes. You know what I mean? And you're hoping it's not the nasty one that bounces 2 feet in front of the plate. You know what I mean? You're hoping that he breaking ball up, fastball down, breaking ball up. You know what I mean? But these guys nowadays have no approach, so they're swinging at breaking balls early. It's like, what are you doing? Are you fucking nuts, man? Like, I don't know.
Tristan, guess what? I don't care because I don't think the NFL makes it without a bubble. So I don't care what the Eagles do wide receiver. And I'm not being rude to you. I'm just being rude to the NFL. Fair? You know what I mean? I don't care. I did a show Friday about the NFL. I didn't care. I didn't care because I don't know how they do it. So I mean, time will tell. But I don't even want to talk about the Eagles. I can't. I'll talk about all the other sports playing. Let's go. You know what I mean? I'll talk about all the other sports that are playing right now, and I'll trust their process. The bubble talk, and then obviously Major League Baseball for the most part. Teams are going off, so continue that trend hopefully, and we continue to get baseball. But other 2 sports are rocking and rolling. We're talking baseball right now, and have your expectations changed over that small sample size for the Phillies, or is it the same thing that we're witnessing with the Sixers? Is the trend right? And the trend for the Phillies would be you don't play well against the Marlins. And you allow it like that to feel like they can play with you. And once you allow that to happen,
they already feel it. Yeah.
It's open. Doors are open. Doors are open here, guys. Like if you allow them continuously now over a year and it's change to continuously beat you and take 2 out of 3 from you, sweep you at times. Right, you get the whole organization that buys in that. Hey, we beat this team, even though they don't beat other teams. It's just like it's a stupid thing, like Indiana with the Sixers. So it's the same damn shit, the same shit. And listen, when you have no bullpen and you don't have enough starters, even though 2 of your 3 starters pitched, but you know what I mean. But it just shows
I'm not
you.
jumping off a truck or anything yet, though, or jumping
No
off a bridge.
No, there are no bridges. There's no bridges.
We're 1-2 now. I'll tell you what, though, the fact that we have to go play the Yankees now at 1-2, you lose the next 2 here, 1-4.
Well, you got Cole, season. Cole, Happ, Montgomery, Tanaka.
Fun stuff, and you get the lineup right. But real quick,
can we go 2-2?
I don't know, but my point is,
go 0-4 and we're in trouble.
You're an issue. You can't have it both ways, though. You're talking about that. The Sixers won game, sky's falling. But the Phillies,
not sky's falling.
He said 4 games.
The Sixers have played. The Sixers have played an entire season. The Phillies have played 3 games. Sixers. Just because there was a 4-month break, they still played. They played this exact way the whole season. Tom.
No, he was saying if they went 0-4, Greg put up 0-4, so then that puts you at 1.
Oh, I'm saying if we're 1-6, we're in trouble. That's what I'm saying.
That's what you were saying.
Yeah.
Well, my point is
1-6, we're in trouble.
I don't think it's rotation, nor does bullpen. I don't think that there's anything news breaking. It's good enough for maybe they can be one of the 8 playoff teams, but I mean they got to out hit people and a lot and more often than not. Like they got to win more 8-6 games and stuff like that, because if not, I don't know. The names in our bullpen are a bunch of guys I never heard.
We've only played 3 games so far. And the Nationals and the Mets both aren't playing well, so we got that in our favor at least.
Oh, true. But I'm not down on the Phillies like I'm out on them.
You're 100% correct though, Tom. Our bullpen does not look great, and it's very young. It's a bunch of unproven guys, and a couple of them I don't even know if they can pitch.
Yeah, I'm just negative right now. I'm negative about the trends. I hate trends that are bad for our sports teams. And when they come out after 100 fucking plus days, I get a little upset because for both teams, it's the same shit. It's upsetting. We waited so long. And you come out, you play like shit against the Marlins. Sixers come out, and there's 0 problems, and Indiana beats you again. I get upset. The turnovers with the Phillies, the bullpen. It's like some things are just never addressed. Never addressed. Fourth quarter losses, fourth quarter collapses, whatever, right? And Phillies, late game losses. The pitcher's not good enough like Vince Velasquez, etc., right? The list goes on. And it's the same shit. So with the Phillies, this isn't a Joe Girardi issue. I think Joe Girardi will get what he wants over time. But right now, we got a jackass running this organization and Matt Klintak, and it shows by the roster that is built here. Outside of a few guys that we really like in our lineup, our rotation is meh after the first two, real meh, and then our bullpen is atrocious. It's atrocious. There's no other word for it. Maybe the word for bullpen.
I don't know that it's atrocious, but it's not.
Oh,
it doesn't look great. And I tell you what makes it worse. To back what you're saying, what makes it even worse is that you have a guy that was a veteran lefty out there, and you don't keep him strictly because it would have put us over the luxury tax threshold.
Yep.
And that's not a good look.
Well, that's why you're bad GM. That's why you're bad GM. Because are we trying to win championships? Are we trying to win championships? Or are we just trying to sell a few air quote tickets, right? Because we signed Harper, so we just sign that for the lure, or do we sign it to win? Right? That's my question to Matt Klintak and John Middleton.
Well, but don't start doing it and then half-ass it is what I'm saying. Like, obviously, we pay Wheeler, we pay Bryce. Hopefully we're going to pay JT. And we're going for it, and then now we're going to start penny pinching when it comes to Francisco Liriano. What are we doing? Why? That's what doesn't make sense.
Right.
He's done everything on the right now he's been an offensive GM. All right, and so that puts a lot of pressure on the offense because we know how hard it is to hit. Even though early on here it looks like everybody else in their grandmama's hitting. We'll see, but that puts a lot of pressure on this offense because yes, they do have a great lineup. You know what I mean? But to win 9-8 games all the time, that's exhausting. You know what I mean? Like to your point, Tom. Yeah, I mean they got a thump. You know what I mean? Which is that takes its toll on you, whether it's 60 games or 162.
Wells, I'll tell you this though. You know what I mean? I'm not like down on I've said this from day one, what you said, and I said, I think last trade deadline that you cannot be halfway in on this ever. You cannot sign Harper and it's all cute and it's all okay. And then there's a shot on Harper. I'm making a shot on the Phillies here. And then be halfway in on winning too. No. We're gonna act like a top 5, 10 market, whatever it is. And stop acting like we can go up to a certain limit. And if Francisco Liriano puts you that far over the cap that it becomes an issue to you, then you're not all in. It's not like that's even a big deal, right? So it's like a small deal. While you also are paying. So this is what they did, right? This is how ridiculous they are. So a guy like this hypothetical, a guy like JD Hammer who was here last year, he's making big league money. So he's making big league money to sit home. Wow. Then you don't sign a Liriano, you don't sign a Bud Norris, so you don't sign any of these guys. Well, you have
bringing this dude McLean, who I don't think belongs.
This isn't a crowd on him. This isn't a crowd on anybody. I'm saying you had arms that are big league money arms, or guys who've thrown in the league, right? And a Liriano and a Bud Norris, right? And even the guy you're paying big league money to, right? Wouldn't you want them 3 guys out of your pen then? Because
just for the veteran presence of having been there and pitching.
And one you're paying. One you're already paying. So what the fuck are you talking about? You're talking about luxury taxes. You're paying somebody to sit home. So that's even worse.
Yeah, you would think.
I just on so many levels that none of them veterans were kept in Liriano, Norris, etc. Not that they're the greatest guys ever, but
they might not even get outs. But at least we can be like, hey, they had a pedigree, and we understand the thinking. At least we understand the thinking. Then.
These guys are 60 gamer. These guys are 60 gamer. You want some vets, and 60 gamer out of your pen. You want some vets who've done it that can can navigate through
until they show you that you know what I mean? Because I definitely don't want to look at fucking retread fucking tomato cans, you know what I mean? But having that experience, you know, you give them a shot to break camp and come out of your pen because, like you said, they've done it before, you know what I mean? But once they show that, you know, they're fucking horse shit, then you go with, you know, with a youth movement and guys that have good, you know, that have electric stuff that you might be able to mold to. But, you know, to break camp like that in a year where you expect to win and you're trying to put a winning product on the field, you know, in a 60-game sprint, it's just, to me, you know, and we're only 3 games in, but it was a little mind-boggling to me.
Yeah,
it's atrocious. It's atrocious. Girardi's going to get. Sorry, Greg. 1 second. Girardi's going to get his say over time. But right now, nobody's like Matt Klintak. I don't like him even more because he's never all in. He's a halfway in guy. You know what I mean? And I don't like halfway in guys if I'm a big market. Okay, because we're going to be all in or we're not in. We're either rebuild or we're trying to win championships. Not in the middle. Go ahead, Greg.
No, I was just going to say, and we know how the starting pitching is a question mark after Nola and Wheeler. And you had an opportunity to reset your rotation and go Nola, Cole, Wheeler, you know, Happ. So maybe you could steal one of those games because of a good pitching performance. And yet we just roll it out like, all right, we're going to go Arrieta, Eflin.
Maybe Jake throws a gem, Greg.
And he might. You're absolutely right. He might. But we had an opportunity to get our guys in a shortened season and might even be shortened even more because we already missed 8 games.
Yeah.
Right? We had a chance to get our 2 horses back in there right away. And we're rolling out, you know, Speedo guy and now, not really giving us a chance.
The last 2 days.
Now, but the third and fourth game though, hopefully we can take, right? So Nola Wheeler 3-4.
I mean, Montgomery Tanaka aren't slouches either.
Mike Montgomery stinks. And Tanaka, Tanaka's only throwing 3-4 innings.
If you were worried,
their bullpen's really good.
Jordan Montgomery doesn't stink.
If you didn't restart your
Jordan Montgomery? Oh, I thought it was Mike Montgomery.
No, if you didn't reset,
Mike Montgomery's an old guy.
yeah. Jordan Montgomery's a South Carolina kid, lefty. If you're not going to reset the rotation, then the last 2 days. You should have reset the rotation. And then the last 2 days is where you let Arrieta and Eflin throw live to your hitters who've had a week off. You know what I mean? Right. They get some live looks in. Then your pitchers get a chance to throw to live hitters, and then and everything is reset. And then they can resume. They can go get their start on a Thursday, or Friday, whenever it is.
Sweet. That was so difficult to come up with right there. You know what I mean?
That's rocket science. Apparently,
we're back to 101 shit, which is amazing. Like it's not even thought of 101 shit. And let's just hope that let's hope Girardi is just doing it for a reason that maybe we don't understand. I don't know. Maybe the Speedo concerns him, makes him a little nervous in the clubhouse. Feel like you got to throw him. I don't know.
Good call, Tristan.
Oh yeah, Tristan, spot on. That's why I left it up for so long.
Tom, what's going on with you, by the way? Why can't we see you?
You can see me. I'm right here.
On my screen, it just says 100. Oh, all right.
Yeah,
it's been blank.
I pop it up. Maybe a Jimmy Leyland.
Yeah, it was here.
That's okay.
We don't need to dive deep into Jimmy.
That's the heater. I got you.
That's personal.
Don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain. I got you.
I was going to pay attention to anye, so what's the difference?
That was heater talk.
I wasn't sure if it was something on my end.
No, Bri. Nothing on your end, buddy. This one's on me.
We good.
This one, I take full responsibility on this, Jimmy.
Yeah, I don't know how you guys, Tom, both of you guys know how to do that. I wouldn't know how to do that if you paid me.
There's a button at the bottom that says stop cam.
I can do this.
Whoa!
We can all say hello.
Hey. Boss is fucking out. When the boss is away, the boys fucking around.
Tom, that's your go-to stare. The blind stare.
Stop.
Who would rather see, Yusuf? Boston or Miami round 1? Miami, I guess.
Miami.
Yeah, Miami.
I know that question's been asked a couple times. Sorry.
Yeah.
Although Jason Tatum's going 2 for 16, we can see him.
I did say that. I was thinking.
I was gonna say he went 6 for 6
Did he
from
drop
3
it today?
6 for 6 from 3 tonight. I think we can
38.
avoid him.
Brown had 30, and yeah, they had 11 threes between them two.
Pretty solid.
They still didn't play any defense though. I think it was,
No.
128, 124, I believe.
Yeah, they blew a 21-point lead too.
What I'll say to Don, anything's possible in 2020. I'll leave that at that.
Where's he at right now?
I have no idea. That's impossible to me.
I would say no. That's pretty impressive right there.
It'd be almost
He's got 6. He's got 6 through 8 games.
yeah, no shot. Maybe 30. Maybe 30, but that's still tough. He's got to have a couple multi-homer pieces.
30's tough, but he does have 6 in 8 games.
Yeah, as I said, I don't think 40. I think 40's aggressive. I think 30's a
30's tough.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But 30's tough.
He's on pace for 45 though.
I don't give a shit. That's going to slow down.
8 games in, Greg. Let's calm
No,
down.
I'm just saying.
But, I mean, I hear you.
Philly Stab's coming to town.
And Philly is coming to town. So.
The bullpen's coming. The bullpen's coming.
I mean, let's put it this way:
he might end up with 30 after this weekend.
If he's at 12 after 12 games, then we're probably in trouble.
Sure.
Listen, he might be halfway to 30 after this week.
That's what I'm saying. If he hits 6 against us, he's looking good for the 30. We're probably 1-6. Not looking great.
Not the start we were hoping. That's why 2 out of 3 against Miami is so important. That you got to win 2 out of 3 there. It's so important the way you were trying to start here in 60 games, and the fact that you come out and then in game 2 you really get what I think it was game 3 with Velasquez.
Well, we start 4-0 lead. Harper homers 4-0.
I need that game.
You gotta win. You gotta win it.
If I ever go 4-0 on a team in Major League Baseball in a big spot like that and a bad team.
Yeah. It's the same reason that we hate Cliff Lake.
It's one thing if the team's better.
You know what I'm saying, Tommy? It's the same reason that we all hate Cliff Lake. There's these other kids that'll tell you how much they like Cliff Lake.
I love Cliff Lake.
It was your cards, though.
Yeah,
it was your card, damn it.
Sure you do, Sweeps.
Me and Wells might be the
He's sitting there all quiet. You should
hit a casino with him, Sweeps. Fucking Cardinals.
I'll say one thing: nobody hates Cliff Way like me and Wilson doing this.
Hate that motherfucker, dude. People love him for some reason. I fucking hate him.
I'm with you.
Really, Greg? You don't like him either? I think he's one of the most.
His one big game as a Philly that we need him to win. They got 4-0 lead and he blows it.
I was the one leading the charge on if he came back to celebrate that team, if they should boo him or not. Boo that man.
And he's a crumb because of the way he kept.
And he just come. I don't want to get a surgery. Yeah. I don't want to get. You know what? I'll put it off for 6 more months.
Yep, guaranteed.
I think 6 months from now I can throw. Then he'll throw. He throws. Oh, it says on the bottom line, Cliffley's bullpen session was cut short today. Oh, let's wait another 6. Let's throw another bullpen. Fucking Cliff.
I hated him. I couldn't stand. I not hate him, but like.
And 11 years ago, yesterday, he was with the day that he first pitched for us when we traded for him. He threw a complete game, shutout, and went 2 for 4. Loved him at that point.
Big fan of him then. And listen, he's still a damn good pitcher. But big game wise, he wasn't the guy because essentially he took too many strikes. So like it almost hurt him in big games. Where like in the regular season, I feel you can get away with that sometimes. But he was like he loved just. Strike. Like he'd be 0-2 on guys. Nobody, I feel like I watched. That was such a good pitcher though. 0-2 gave up more hits than Cliff Lake. That was a damn good pitcher. In my whole time watching Major League Baseball, that was a good pitcher. They gave up more 0-2 hits. You know what I mean? I don't know. And he's still a damn good pitcher.
Soft. That's soft then.
Yeah, just love the zone. Love to throw his curveball to just hung in the zone. 0-2 on you. Like, thanks. Didn't expect that coming. Didn't smell that from a mile away. Thanks, Cliff.
Yeah, did you guys see that Avalanche scored a goal with 0.1 left?
Yep. I was just watching.
That's crazy.
I saw they won. I didn't know.
0.1. Literally 0.1 second left when it crossed the line. It's basically a fucking walk-off.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy talk. Well, that's
The Wild are playing
the
the Canucks right now.
Yeah, 2-0 Wild. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wild Canucks are on right now.
Wild
Yeah, it's a chippy game too.
I'm gonna have to change the channel.
I mean, this is a series game though, so this isn't round robin.
No, this
Yeah.
is,
Yeah, the playoff games have been great. The first game yesterday. What was that? Rangers. Rangers Hurricanes. Is that who that was?
Rangers Hurricanes.
First game yesterday was great. There's a fight like 2.5 minutes in. I was like, this is now sports are back. This is what I wanted. Jumping right into playoff hockey on August is crazy. What fucking
yes, sir.
You guys want to do crumbs?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'll go first.
Yeah.
Mine's Brinkman.
Well, back to that. Smell
Love
that.
it. I still love you, Brinkman. I still love you, Brinkman.
02 right there. Quickly 02. Smell that curve.
I just don't. His whole thing today about he doesn't understand the round robins and why they're playing the games. Guys could get hurt. That whole spiel he went on today makes him maybe Crumb of the month. Because what the fuck are you talking about? Yes, the games matter. Obviously, they need some time to get warmed up. They can't just jump in 5 months of not playing a serious game and jump into the playoffs. Get your head out of your fucking ass, Brinkman. That makes you Crumb of the week.
I'll go.
Still love you though. Nothing against you. Just come on. Let's go. Grow up. If you played a sport in your life, grow up.
For me, it's Cespedes. Not for the opt out. Like I told you, we have not killed. At least for me, we will not. I will not kill anybody that's opting out in any sport for whatever reason, family, whatever. It's you'll never get that from me. It's about how you went about it. You know what I'm saying? You're disappearing again. Who knows where you were? All you gotta do is pick up a phone. You call your GM. You have your agent. Call whatever, and you say, "Listen, this is what he feels like. Maybe I need 24 hours to think about it, whatever." Or if your mind was already made up, go talk to your teammates. Go talk to your manager. All right, and bid them adieu, and say, "Hey, listen, this is where I'm at mentally. I just can't wrap my head around it. Whatever." For whatever reason, you don't go AWOL. All right, and then people got to find out hours later. It's like it
smells like a whale on a bender.
Yeah, it's a Crumb move.
Smells like.
You can do whatever you want with your life, but you handled it terrible, and Crumb of the week, Cespedes. And Kapler, coach of the year, never, Mike. Good to have you, buddy. I don't know if you saw he screwed up again Friday night. I mean, epically. All right, I don't want to get into it again because then Spellman will be like, "You're talking about your ex-girlfriend again." But it's comical. We can talk about him every time because he just continues to do boneheaded stuff. Right? He sends his pitching coach out to the mound. Right, for a little stall job or whatever, doesn't know the rule. Then he immediately goes back out, thinks he can make a change. They go to commercial. The umpire says, "Hey, dum-dum, you can't take him out. He now has to finish the hitter." Oh, it was fantastic.
We got musical chairs going on right now?
Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay. Down bottom right now. Okay. Oh, top right.
Top right.
What's going on? We got some technical diff?
Yeah, it seems like we're choppy over here.
Not a Sunday without some technical diff.
Yeah, it seems like we're choppy. Nothing else is going on, so it's weird.
I hear you fine.
Hopefully I'm coming through fine.
Yeah, I hear you fine.
My Crumb is Matthew Tkachuk for that hit yesterday on, I forget the guy's name. I'm pulling it up. Mark Scheifele going into the boards. It seemed like he raised his skate and kind of clipped him on the back of his Achilles. We know Matthew Tkachuk is a little dirty of a player anyway. First game playoff series, Winnipeg versus Calgary, already heated, and then they take out hit their best scorer and their best player. With a dirty hit, and it's just that's Crumb move right there. Runner up is the kid today who took Michael Raffle into the boards late. I forget his name, Jeremy Lozon. Same thing. He took Raffle in. He didn't clip him on the back, but he went in late and low. Thankfully the Flyers can get over a Michael Raffle injury when you have the likes of Joel Farabee and Morgan Frost sitting around waiting for that call. But still, Crumb hits, late into the boards. Can't have it.
Playoff hockey, beat the shit out of them.
And that's what that's where the enforcer comes into play, and it's obviously going by the wayside. We had that interview that Tommy did with our boy. Who was it?
Riley Cote.
Yeah, that's right. Riley.
Yeah.
Gone are those days. You know what I mean? Like when not gone, but you know what I mean. I'm saying that's what it's a shame. It's that's what that shit didn't happen.
Yeah.
That's when you put a whole enforcer line out there, Sweeps, and they play everybody on the ice.
Absolutely.
They just showed up here.
Those are good ones. Flyers Ottawa had one of those one year. It was crazy. I think I'm gonna fuck this thing.
Doubtful for game 2.
I'm gonna fuck this up. I think it was Peter Swoboda though. Remember Peter Swoboda? I think Peter Swoboda got hit, literally hit his head on the ice and was bleeding out the back of his head. And then the rest of the game was an absolute brawl.
Yeah,
it was incredible. Missed that shit.
You got one, Tom? Or
yeah, if my internet works, I don't know what's going on over here.
You're good, bro.
I can hear you.
I don't know if you guys can even hear me, but
I hear you.
Yeah,
I can barely hear you guys, so I'll go real quick and then we can get out of here. But
Tommy must be having issues out there. I can't hear him.
I can hear him.
I can hear you.
You have Tommy?
Yeah, I hear Tom.
Okay, cool.
All right, well, I'll just get it out. Like, I don't know. My crumb is Greg's gone. Any travel ball coach period that wears a jersey. So we were playing a team and they all had jerseys on. I said, "Oh my God, like softball jerseys." I said, "Jesus Christ." So 11 years old, I brought him over and I said, "Listen, I'm telling you, you can laugh at this, but if we lose to them with the guys wearing the jerseys, if I lose to them guys, I'm walking home. So it's an hour drive. I'll see you guys Tuesday." And but that was just funny. Like I love that hitting their Funkos with a metal bat. It's the best. You're like, all right, if you lose to this guy, you might want to hang it up. call it a career. You lose to this guy.
At 11. Call it a career at 11.
Yeah, call it a career. It's over. You lose.
Guys don't want to try soccer.
Softball jersey.
So it's not even the same jersey that they're playing in. It's a different jersey?
It's a different jersey. Yeah. It's not even the same one.
Either way. I thought, it's a little hot for a jersey. You know what I mean? So you're definitely a cheesesteak right off the bat. But it's not. You're telling me it's not even the same jersey his team's wearing? And Tom's gone.
and we lost.
Wrap it up. Hey, me, Wilson.
Yeah. So if it's not the same jersey the team's wearing, then that's crazy. That's crazy talk.
Yes. Wilson's the veteran here, so Wilson will take us out. Because obviously these two guys have left. All right.
I don't know what happened there.
Tom's internet is given out. It was an hour.
But Tom got out the most part of that he wanted to get out. Is that basically don't be that guy that wears a softball jersey while coaching. Yeah. Because then every other coach is like, we can't lose this fucking guy.
Yeah. Okay. Hour and 52. We made we did a good job here. But
solid work. We appreciate everybody chiming in. Love the fam out there. As always, brought to you by our doc, Make 'em Yours, Paul Vidal, SpecializedPhysicalTherapy.com. Check them out. Burlington, Cherry Hill. Where's the other one? Somewhere else. There's 3 of them.
Princeton area?
Princeton. There it is. Burlington, Cherry Hill, Princeton.
Teamwork.
Got it. Teamwork. Just had to pass that one off to my teammate over here.
Co-host.
Hey, ho. Co-host.
Morning Wood. Don't steal it.
Yes. But from all of us, thank you for tuning in. Tomorrow night you got the Hounds. I'm sure Brinkman, if he tuned in, will probably say something about me. I probably won't listen.
Tom's back.
But again, we love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. This is Agree to Disagree as always. We love you. Let's go Phillies. Let's go Flyers. Let's go Sixers. Let's keep everything rolling and let's stay Corona free.
We didn't know what happened to you, buddy. We're closing it out. Substitute teacher. Somebody said you're good, Greg. Oh, Ralph.
No, I just keeps kicking me out of here because my internet all of a sudden kicked like Greg's fault. So.
I hopped in like Mrs. Street back in the day, subbing everything. She'd
Yeah,
sub
yeah,
anything you want.
Dude, he did a
English,
great
math, whatever. It didn't matter what it was.
morning announcements right there. He just ripped through it. He read through those morning announcements. Fantastic.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and listen and critique that somehow. So
I thought it went pretty well.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to
Even had a little pass off too.
Evaluation. Eval. Getting an eval? Big Will's getting an eval. out of
Catching
you.
an eval. Oh,
I
shit.
can't hear a word you guys are saying now. So we're
Oh, yeah.